Ponyo. And here comes our mascot, Nekoron. Horror. The psychic spots in Ponyo which even local citizens fear. Meow. We've got a letter from a salon member, Ikejiri Mitsuo. Thank you, Nekoron. Hi, I live in Fukuyama City, Hiroshima, where Ponyo is set in. In the last lecture, you mentioned how the huge boobs of Grandmamar approach a ship. The ship crew shouts, "The goddess!" I wonder why the crew calls Grandmamar the Buddhist goddess. But it eventually made sense to me after you explained the boobs drew near the ship. Behind the mound, there is a Buddhist goddess we all know well. It's a statue on top of a cliff called Abuto Kanon, who is worshipped as a deity of navigation and easy delivery. Mothers who breastfeed are said to be blessed. Inside the hall, you see so many votive tables with handmade breasts attached. That's how the crew saying, "The goddess," made sense to me. They're associating the huge boobs with the goddess Abuto Kanon. By the way, the goddess of breasts exists, not only in Hiroshima, but Okayama and other prefectures around Seto Inland Sea. Ikejiri-san continues, among other locations that come out in the movie, I know another haunted spot. Ponyo and Sosuke go to a place called Fukuyama Green Line, a resort area where a child was killed and his corpse abandoned. The place is quite famous among the locals. The latter half of the movie has so many haunted places that only the locals know of. For example, the hotel resort on top of a mountain people are headed to after the tsunami is based on a real place. And he's listed the names of those hotels. But if you Google them, you'll find out they're all haunted spots. While the movie is already surreal, it's scary to see people in the town all head for hotels that are haunted spots. The sign of the hotel that crosses the screen looks almost like an ill omen to me. Now, I checked the scene to confirm. And yeah, you see Sosuke and Ponyo on a small boat in the back. But this sign, the name of the hotel passes the screen fast, quite unnatural. It also seems meaningful. This hotel has been closed for 20 years when Miyazaki visited it for location scouting. Ikejiri-san asked, why do people head for this hotel? It's a sign given by Miyazaki who wanted to leave a space for interpretation to the audience. Maybe there is afterlife past this point. Meanwhile, some people in the town are celebrating a good take of fish. Miyazaki wanted to avoid the audience easily associating images with themes like death, such as in Spirited Away. That's why he intentionally showed both good and bad omens simultaneously, which was confusing, but it also made Miyazaki feel more relieved to express his subconsciousness in a more straightforward manner. Now, let me finish the letter. Lisa's car stops in the middle of a mountain road. Why does that happen? Not only Lisa's car, but after encountering the boobs, the ship engine also stops. By the way, the most famous supernatural phenomenon at Fukuyama Green Line is that car engines stop working. Any relations? My last question is about the tunnel near Green Line. Why did Ponyo say, "I don't like this place" at the tunnel? The tunnel in the movie looks like Muruhama Tunnel or Abuto Tunnel. When a child was killed, the body was left near a tunnel and it became another famous haunted spot. This is too scary for me, but yes. This is the scene, and sure. The camera pans down and you see Ponyo and Sosuke holding hands and trying to enter the tunnel. Then, you clearly see a sign on the road that says, "Stop." I mean, the whole scene is intentionally depicted to look spooky. Now, this whole scene where two people hold hands and enter a place that says "Stop" reminds me of this scene in Ultra Q, an episode called The Devil's Child. This is the package illustration of the Laserdisc. Tunnels and railroads often symbolize a path to the afterlife. Railroads came out in Spirited Away, so a tunnel was the other choice. Two people holding hands originated from a photo taken by Diane Arbus, a photographer who documented American poverty from around the end of the 19th century to the beginning of the 20th century. And there's a photo of twin girls that turned out extremely scary. That image later inspired Stanley Kubrick to make a similar scene in The Shining, where twin girls hold hands in a hallway. We don't know why the scene gives us a chill. But whatever that is, it definitely derives from Diane Arbus's photo of those twin girls. This illustration is also strongly inspired by Arbus. Back to the scene where Ponyo and Sosuke are in front of the tunnel. It's spooky, but it's also meaningful because Sosuke is escorting Ponyo, who refuses to proceed. It means Sosuke is being tested here, because Sosuke will be destined to force Ponyo to do what she refuses for the rest of his life as a husband's duty. It's like closing the Pandora's box that Ponyo opened and saving the world from the flood. This scene is depicted to give a mythical atmosphere, but still, it is spooky. Ikejiri-san also pointed out that the town shown at the ending is drawn differently. The ending scene shows the town one last time. Let me first show you the image of the town in the movie. In this image, you see the ocean on the left side, while Sosuke's house is on the right, and the shipbuilding yard is far in the back. But at the ending, these positions are reversed. Let me show you the image for the ending. It's kind of hard to see, but... So... this is how it looks. The camera pans from the left, showing the lighthouse. You see the town, and you see a nursing home built together with a nursery, and Sosuke's house on the right. Therefore, Sosuke's house has swapped locations with the shipbuilding yard and the nursery in the ending. But why? Ikejiri-san says, however, the locations of the shipbuilding yard and nursery didn't move. Sure, it's a contradiction. I'll get to this at the end of the lecture. This is clearly a message from Miyazaki. Flipping the location of the town in the ending is like the biggest trick of this movie by Miyazaki. That's all I can say for now, but during the lecture today, I'll definitely discuss this in depth. The ending of Ponyo is quite interesting because it's what Miyazaki accomplished after rejecting all of his own previous methods. On top of this picture, you'll also see the end credits, which is also scandalous. I'll talk about it at the after-school talk of the premium broadcast.